Hey everyone, this is Tim from YourSix Studios. Today in this video, I'm going to go and show you how to fix your PlayStation 4 controller not charging. So let's go ahead and jump in the video right now. So if your PlayStation 4 controller is not charging, the first thing you should go ahead and do is flip the controller around and then find the reset button on the controller right here. It's just a small hole. Go ahead and take a small pin or maybe a toothpick and press that button down for maybe 4 to 5 seconds and reset your controller. Also, you may have some debris or some kind of material on the USB port preventing it from charging. So what you could do is just inspect that, or maybe take some compressed air and blow inside of there and just blow out any of that dust or debris and just clear that. You could always just blow in there also, and then take a cloth and clean that out. Now, if you have been using the same USB cable for a while, go ahead and try experimenting with other USB cables. Like this one is from my Sony camera, and the one I got with my PlayStation no longer works anymore. It's damaged. So I'm going to plug this into the front of my PlayStation. Now, if you've been charging your controller while the PlayStation 4 is on or in rest mode, you could be running into issues where the USB ports no longer have power to them, and maybe some sort of setting got reset. So on the PlayStation home screen, go up to the top and go to the right to settings and select this, and then scroll on down until you get to power saving settings and select this and go to set features available in rest mode. Then the top option right here, select this. Now this says supply power to USB ports. Controllers can be charged while in rest mode. If you select 3 hours, powers will be supplied to the USB ports only for 3 hours after entering rest mode. After 3 hours, the system will lower its power consumption to save energy. So you got to make sure this is set to 3 hours or always. Otherwise, you will not be able to charge your controller while the PlayStation 4 is in rest mode. Now, I typically have this turned off just because the PlayStation 4 can be a little bit loud while it's in rest mode. Another thing that you can do is use one of these phone chargers just like this. However, you want to read this and go to the output section and just make sure it's a 5 volt, 5V phone charger. If you have something like a fast charger that's a 9 volt, that could damage the battery on the PlayStation 4 controller. So just make sure you're using a phone charger that is 5 volts. And then you can simply just plug it into the wall outlet and then monitor the light bar for when it's complete. It should go ahead and turn off when it's completed charging. And this is how I typically charge my controller. Now, if your USB port is damaged, you can charge with the EXT port right there. And to do this, you have to buy a charging station that's from Walmart or Amazon. And this is usually about 20 bucks. So you'll just clamp it down on the device like this, and it'll charge from the bottom port, and you'll completely bypass the USB port. So if you're having problems with that, you can do that. Otherwise, you can take your controller apart and replace the USB port. I'd say that's a last resort kind of option. Another thing could be the battery. You may have to replace the battery. So checking the battery in the USB port is very easy. Just take out these 4 screws on the back of your controller and then kind of lift up right here on the bottom of the controller. And then that will pop off and create separation right there. Just watch out for the L1 and the R1 buttons. You don't want to knock those off by accident. So just thread the bottom panel through just like this, and it should lift off. And just a heads up, your controller will still be connected via the small ribbon right here. And this is connected to the USB ports. So if you are having problems with charging or anything else related to the USB ports, well, there could be some sort of connection issue with this ribbon where it's not connected properly. So you may want to recede that in there or push it down. So this is just the USB port right here. You may have to replace this. If you're not getting any power to the light bar, that could be a problem as well, indicating the USB port is damaged, or this ribbon is not seated in the circuit board correctly. So you just kind of lift this up from the right side, take this off right here, just unscrew these 2 screws right there, and then just replace that. Just make sure you have the correct USB port with the model number of the controller you have and then you should be good to go. That should be relatively cheap if you want to go ahead and try replacing that. But another thing could be the issue is this battery on the left side here. Just go ahead and detach the battery from the circuit board. Just watch out because you may accidentally rip off one of the cables here that connect to this little attachment. So now you can take the battery out and inspect it. Battery shouldn't be too expensive online either. Otherwise you could try charging the battery externally. I've seen people take like little cables and plug it directly into this little piece right here and then charge it via USB. Then go ahead and make sure this ribbon is seated directly into the circuit board correctly. And then you'll be good to go. Sometimes you accidentally don't put this in all the way and that's the reason you're not getting power. Then go ahead and just feed your controller back over the L1 and the R1 button, just like that. Then lift it over the back part here and snap it down. Put on the screws and you'll be good to go. So hopefully this video did indeed help you out. If it did, go ahead and leave it a big thumbs up and subscribe to my channel down below for more tech help videos coming up next on YourSixStudios.